Did you know Blake Lively's highest-grossing movie wasn't what fans expected? And it made over $148 million domestically. From teen comedies to survival thrillers, one role changed everything for Blake Lively. But which one? She started with fake colleges, married a superhero, and survived a shark attack. But what's Blake Lively's best movie ever? Blake Lively's movie journey is more than just glamour. It's a blueprint for stardom. Blake Lively isn't just a red carpet queen. She's become a cinematic force, delivering both critical acclaim and commercial hits. But how did she go from her first teen comedy role to starring in one of 2024's biggest blockbusters? Let's rewind. Accepted in 2006 might have been a quirky start, but it put Blake on the map with a charming, relatable role. From there, her film choices became increasingly bold. Take The Town, not your usual pretty girl role. As Krista, she shook audiences with grit and vulnerability, proving she could go dark and real. And then there's Green Lantern, not her finest hour critically, but the film grossed over $219 million worldwide, and more importantly, it introduced her to now-husband Ryan Reynolds. The real story? Every film, whether indie or franchise, added a unique layer to Blake's evolution. But just when fans thought she had peaked, one role changed everything. The role that redefined everything. It ends with us. Here's what no one expected. Blake Lively's most emotionally resonant and highest-grossing performance would come from a novel adaptation. It Ends With Us, released in August 2024, wasn't just a film. It was a movement. With $148.5 million in domestic box office revenue, it shattered expectations. Playing Lily Bloom, Blake stepped into a role laced with trauma, healing, and immense emotional gravity. Readers of Colleen Hoover's novel were initially skeptical, but she silenced critics with a powerful portrayal that went viral across fan communities. The raw honesty of her performance struck a chord, particularly with women who saw their own stories in Lily. It's not every day an actress trends on Twitter for weeks just because of one scene. And here's what's wild. This was only the beginning of her transformation. Family-friendly, but fierce. If gave her a whole new audience. You thought you knew Blake? Think again. Just a few months before It Ends With Us, Blake lent her voice to a totally different kind of character. Octopus in the fantasy adventure If, quirky, animated, and family-focused. This May 2024 film raked in over $111 million domestically and introduced Blake to a younger, more family-oriented audience. It proved she could pivot fast. This wasn't about couture or psychological depth. It was about magic, imagination, and emotional warmth. Parents appreciated the message. Kids adored the characters. And suddenly, Blake wasn't just a dramatic powerhouse. She was a household name in every demographic. Still, her fans knew the best was yet to come. The sequel everyone's talking about, Another Simple Favor. Let's talk anticipation. Another Simple Favor, set to release on May 1st, 2025, already has fans buzzing. The original 2018 hit blended mystery with dark comedy, and Blake's portrayal of Emily Nelson, fashion-forward, enigmatic, and dangerous, left audiences obsessed. This time, with original cast members returning and plot twists teased online. The sequel promises even more mind games and style porn. Critics and fans alike are expecting a box office shakeup, with some saying it could rival the original's nearly $100 million global haul. But what's really exciting? The blend of Blake's newfound emotional range with her signature sharp charisma. Will it redefine her legacy or raise the bar again? Stay tuned. A cult classic in the making. A Simple Favor. Backtracking to 2018. A Simple Favor was when Blake Lively truly leaned into mystery and moral ambiguity. As Emily Nelson, she was magnetic, equal parts danger and elegance. The $97 million global box office was impressive, but what made the film iconic was its fashion and meme-worthy moments. Blake's power suits alone sparked fashion trends across TikTok and Pinterest. Her chemistry with Anna Kendrick gave the thriller unexpected humor and heart. And let's not forget, this was the movie that showed she could carry complex characters without leaning on romantic tropes. Emily wasn't just a role, it was a style statement, a cultural moment, and a fan favorite that continues to grow. Back to the classics, Cafe Society and the Age of Adaline. Blake's romantic side never truly faded, but Cafe Society and the Age of Adaline showed she could bring old-school Hollywood flair into the modern era. Cafe Society, 2016, directed by Woody Allen, was a vintage dreamscape, and Blake fit right in. Her Veronica was subtle, elegant, and utterly believable in a story about longing and misaligned timing. Then came The Age of Adaline in 2015, a film that blended fantasy and emotion. As Adaline, a woman who never aged, Blake balanced timeless elegance with deep melancholy. It earned $42 million in the US and became a romantic cult classic. These roles, they reminded the world Blake could do depth, heartache, and beauty all in one frame. Grit over glam. Savages and the Shallows took her to the edge. Think Blake Lively only shines in designer heels? Think again. In Savages, 2012, she portrayed O, a character entangled in a dark web of drugs, love, and violence. It was bold, provocative, and emotionally draining. Earning $47 million domestically, the film showed she wasn't afraid to take risks. Fast forward to The Shallows, 2016, a thriller that was nearly a one-woman show. As Nancy, a stranded surfer stalked by a shark, Blake's survival instincts took center stage. Critics praised her physical and emotional performance, and it pulled in over $55 million in the US alone. These films proved something powerful. When it comes to resilience, Blake doesn't act. She embodies it. And it all started with this. Accepted. Let's go back to where it began. Accepted 2006 was Blake's big screen debut, a quirky comedy about misfits creating a fake college. As Monica, the it girl with depth, she brought charm and authenticity to what could have been a forgettable role. Instead, it became a cult classic, grossing over $36 million. It wasn't Oscar-worthy, but it was enough. Enough to get noticed. Enough to kickstart a career that's now spanned nearly 2 decades. Sometimes, all it takes is a little screen time and a whole lot of presence. From superhero spark to critical shock. Green Lantern and the Town. Green Lantern, 2011, wasn't a critical darling, but it grossed over $219 million worldwide. And more importantly, it introduced Blake to future husband Ryan Reynolds. Off-screen love aside, it added blockbuster weight to her resume. But the real shock came with The Town, 2010. As Krista, a troubled single mom, Blake ditched glamour for grit, earning serious praise from critics. With $92 million at the domestic box office It marked her breakout as a dramatic force. 1 year, 2 roles, 1 love story, 1 career shift. Unexpected? Absolutely. Unforgettable? Even more so. Don't forget the sisterhood of the traveling pants. No retrospective would be complete without the Sisterhood franchise. In the 2008 sequel, Blake returned as Bridget, the bold, sporty, emotionally layered teen navigating love and grief. The film made $44 million and cemented her status among a beloved generation of YA heroines. More than box office numbers, it left a mark. A whole generation grew up with Blake, and that kind of legacy is priceless. Whether it's through magical genes or red carpet gowns, she keeps evolving, connecting, and captivating. From box office to box set, the Blake Lively effect. Whether it's $148 million dramas or cult classics, Blake Lively has proven she's not just an actress, she's a brand. Her ability to move between genres, charm audiences of all ages, and keep critics guessing is what makes her one of Hollywood's most fascinating stars. So, what's your favorite Blake performance? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell for more deep dives into cinema's biggest stars. Next up, the role she almost turned down, and why it could have changed everything.